have a global perspective and are constantly online. If you look at the amount of content we have online today in terms of general interest, the quality of this content is not as high as it could be if you compare to other developed countries. So this is the space that my show caters to. Chai with Lakshmi, that's the brand. And the reason it's called Chai with Lakshmi is this. And I'm sure a lot of us have experienced this. A lot of us has maybe had chai on the street corner, maybe met a stranger over there, had a small interaction, and walked away with a piece of information that maybe we did not have before. A small insight, something positive, something related to maybe your community, your city, your country, or world news, whatever it may be. We see this happening throughout India and maybe South Asia and some other countries as well. So that's the reason it's called Chai with Lakshmi. The slide up here is of the website. We are 3 seasons old. The content falls into about 6 different genres. So on the website, on the navigation bar, you can easily go into any of the genres that interest you. Some of the genres are inspiration, entrepreneurs, etc. The guests over there, the guests on top, the most recent webisode, that's a cricketer. We didn't have him talk about cricket, but we had him talk about his life, the life lessons he had, derived from cricket. Below him, the top row on the left is an entrepreneur who failed 7 times. He's a person like you and me, trying to do something out of the ordinary, and he's sharing his lessons from failure. Below that, extreme right, is a 20-year-old kid who's a taxi driver, but is actually, unknowing to many of us, the first Indian ever at MotoGP. He came 3rd place in Italy at Monza earlier this year. He's absolutely inspiring. Our webisodes are 7 to 11 minutes long. I'm sort of rushing around because I also have a video to show you. Webisodes are 7 to 11 minutes long. We actually go to people's homes, offices, wherever their projects are with a camera crew, film just as a TV production crew would, come back to our editing studio, stitch it all together, and release it in 7 to 11 minute webisodes. They're free to view. They're all high definition. You can watch them on the website, on YouTube. We push content out to 100 different websites using content aggregators or video content syndicators. The primary goal is to look at people, projects, and ideas that are positive, that are encouraging, that are relevant to the educated 25 to 45-year-old Indian, wherever he or she may be. We've completed 3 seasons. Season 4 starts end of January. In about a month or so, we'll be touching our first 1 million view mark, and that's a huge milestone for us because we've not spent anything on advertisement. We generate revenue from Google AdSense as of now. So our business model is a cross between that of a blog, where you can have Google, you can be a Google AdSense partner, and that of a TV program where you can actually sell time because of the reach that you have. So on average, we have about 1 to 2 lakh views every single month. Next slide, please. Okay, going in the future, in our near future, our focus is better content in terms of quality and creativity, which means better cameras, better lights, better sound. We also want to focus our content a whole lot more, which means the kind of guests that we pick, the stories that we pick, will be more and more sort of in the space that we're looking at, which is real, relevant, sensible, inspirational, informative, and crisp. In terms of reach, we're looking at other platforms that can help us have a wider reach. We will soon be launching audio podcasts of all our webisodes. Hopefully, we'll also look at regional language translations of our webisodes. We'll be launching transcripts as well. We'll also be having offline events as of next year where we can bring some of our most inspirational guests and have a small audience such as you month on month and have some sort of an interaction going on there. Next slide, please. I've already talked about the business model. Right, so this is a shot from one of the webisodes. If you click on the link below, the video will play. Or you can just play the video. The video is basically, you can just play the video directly. The video basically brings to you opinions on Chai with Lakshmi from people who've been on the show, people who've watched the show, and from people who've contributed to building the
Chai is something which in India we tend to relax with. You back off from whatever you're doing in your day and just have a cup of tea. And I think that's the flavor of the chat show as well. It's pleasant, sometimes it's revealing, sometimes it's insightful.
What Lakshmi and Chai with Lakshmi are doing is really uncovering some of the unique facets of urban India for viewers. And I think that's something that's not being done anywhere else in the way that this show's been doing it, especially given that it's all on the web.
There are 300 million people live in urban India today, and it's going to go to 800 million people in the next 15 years. There's only one show I've come across which focuses on urban India.
Lakshmi is a great chat show. In fact, it's a completely different kind of chat show, which is it's first of its kind in Indian online industry, and it's doing really great.
This show not only provides insight into great personalities and their lives, but also provides a kind of platform to the local talent to showcase their talent to the whole world.
I think you guys have made a serious dent into the quality of chat shows that are available across media. My own background is from television, so I really feel that the hecticness of television shows is completely not there.
Urban India is going through tremendous transformation, and you can see that across India, diversity is increasing. Traditional media, which is TV, publishing, they are not able to cope up with the kind of growth urban India is going through, and that's where I feel shows like Chai with Lakshmi is a fantastic opportunity to showcase greater stories of human life and the energy which is going around, and the way entrepreneurship is happening, and the way people are coming out with new ideas.
I think the first word that comes to mind when I think of Chai with Lakshmi is refreshing. The style is refreshing, the format is refreshing, and I really enjoy it.
The format itself has been so wonderful because I'm somebody who's always on the go and I'm always on my phone. So to be able to watch such interesting shows on my phone has been amazing.
It has been 1 year that I got featured on Chai with Lakshmi, and it has been great exposure both for me and for the people with disabilities. You help people like me who are entrepreneurs who are starting up reach a wider audience. You get our message out.
Most of all, I wish that you guys continue to make a dent into the way people receive media, receive chat shows, receive conversations, and that you get as big as you guys want to get.
Thank you. So that's it. I think all of them said as much as I could have said. Sorry, get a mic across.
Just want to ask, are you based out of Mumbai?
No, we're based out of Bangalore and we travel everywhere to film.
So how many metros do you typically cover?
Well, it depends. So the show, we have a webisode coming out every single week. So we film at least a month in advance. So often we have people coming into Bangalore to be on the show. If people want us to come out, we travel out to film them wherever they are as well.
Like, do you focus on certain themes even in terms of the people you feature? And secondly, like, how do people get, like, they send you requests if they want to be featured on the show, or do you reach out to something and, if you get to know?
It's both. So every day we get a few emails from people wanting to be on the show, or recommending people that they know who they think are change makers or are inspiring or doing something interesting. We also, through our own network, reach out to people that we think should be on our show. So it's both. I'm sorry, remind me of your first question again? The genres, how do we pick our guests?
Yeah,
so there are specific genres that we have to pick under, but primarily the topics, the guests, the projects have to be interesting for the urban audience, the age group being 25 to 45. And whatever they are doing has to be relevant and constructive. Everywhere you look around us, there's enough issues being thrown in our face. So our focus is, can we look at people who are positive and projects that are positive and constructive that can allow others and individuals like you and me to participate.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
You talked about offline engagement.
Yes.
So how are you going to move that, and what's the reason that you want to get into offline engagement? Yeah.
I think to build any brand, purely from a branding point of view, you can't be just online. You have to have some offline engagement too. So your viewers need to come to a space and to be able to interact with your brand and your guests So that is the primary purpose of offline engagement. Second, it also helps us generate new content. So if you've got the production crew, if you come to a space like this, instead of me filming alone with my guest, wherever that guest is, if I can bring my guest over here, and you can also ask questions to that guest, I can create engagement while still creating content. So that's the purpose.
What's your revenue stream? What are the revenue streams you have if you have more than one?
Purely right now, we're a Google AdSense partner and a YouTube partner. So we generate revenue purely through ads right now. As of next season, we're opening up to direct advertisers and sponsors.
And you talk about seasons. This is a question I wanted to have. You said you have a season, and each season is a week.
No. A season is 32 webisodes.
32 webisodes.
So we've completed 3 seasons.
And how long does a season go on for?
Sorry. As of next season, a season is going to run across a year, starting end of January, all the way up until mid-October. That's about 32 to 36 webisodes in a season.
Was there any reason for having the concept of a season, especially since it's online and media online is available on demand when you want it, where you want it? So what's the reason for a season?
From an editorial point of view, it helps us manage our content and it helps us identify specific themes. For example, in season 3, which we just concluded 2 weeks ago, our theme was sport because of Olympics. Right. So we were able to identify a lot of sports people who are inspiring, who are going to the Olympics and representing India, not just particularly Paralympians who don't get spoken about enough.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do check out chaivithlakshmi.in.
The next presenter is Rural.